Are you ready to talk MSPT? Well, it's time because this is episode 14 of the MSPT Podcast presented by PokerNews. I am Chad Holloway, joined by former MSPT Player of the Year, Kyna England. Kyna, 14 episodes already.
I can't believe it. I was surprised when you were like, oh, we're on episode 14. It seems like it's gone by so quickly. I mean, we're 2 months into season 27, right?
17.
17. I knew there was a 7.
You're a decade ahead, but
yeah, we'll be around then too, probably. You never know. But yeah, it seems like 14 episodes. Here we are, and now, like about a quarter through the season almost.
Yeah, we are going to talk about 2 big stops that have taken place, and one in JACK Cleveland, the other here in my neck of the woods at Potawatomi Casino in Milwaukee. The second major, the club major championship, which I was at, got a lot of good stories that I'm going to tell you. Kyna, you weren't here, but I hung out with a lot of your friends, Missy and Dan and Angela. It was a good time.
Yeah, so the girls do, I probably shouldn't be revealing these secrets, but the girls, when we're all together, we do a group chat on stops. And even though I wasn't there, I was still part of the group chat. So I heard some stories and I have some updates too. So I was still in the loop, even though I wasn't there.
Well, let's go back to JACK Cleveland. This was the Season 17 Ohio Poker State Championship, February 12th through the 15th. There were also some gold card events. I believe there were 6 of them. It was a 6 gold card event stop. But in this main event, 801 entries, and it was a very familiar face taking it down. Somebody we've had on the podcast before. We've talked about, I think, literally every episode, Umut Ozturk.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I saw that too. What a beast. Of course he's going to win one. He's got to win one a season at least, so he got it out of the way early so he could be right there in the running for Player of the Year again.
It's, yeah. So let me start. Yeah, it was his second title. He took down the Missouri State Poker Championship. So now he's the Ohio Poker State Champion as well. It was I think a 5-way ICM deal. So he ended up getting 1,300 Player of the Year points, as did all the other 5 finishers. But he got almost $90,000. He was the chip leader at the time. And yeah, his second title, which was interesting, is because he said in his winter interview with Anthony Thompson, the reporter, that when he saw players like Jake Baisley and Frank Lagadish go down, and especially after he won a big flip against Josh Reichard, I think it was when there was like 40 players left-ish. It was a massive pot, and Reichard ended up losing to him. It was a flip, ace-king against queens, and it was, weird because Ozturk said, like, I think I have a good chance even that far out, and sure enough, he did.
Yeah, how sick. Way to go. One for the good guys, I guess. Well, I don't know. Is he a good guy or is he turning into like a Josh villain? We'll have to find out.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a hero in my book. He is, let's see, I want to pull this up. The win puts him 4th on the MSPT's all-time career earnings with $970,080. So closing in on the million mark. What's really amazing is all of those cashes have come since 2018, which was season 9. In the existence of the MSPT, all of his successes come in the latter half, the more recent half, which you could argue is the more difficult half because the fields are much bigger, much tougher, and there are more stops. But I don't know, Umut Ozturk, MSPT ambassador, and just a crusher.
Yeah, way to go.
Some other folks too. Yeah, and some other folks who cashed this particular tournament, as I mentioned, there was a 5-way deal that took place, and among those in that 5-way deal, let me make sure I'm not reading this wrong. So runner-up was Joseph Seltanovitz, Antonio Nudja, Ryan Redman, and Geraldo Perez were all part of that deal. Frank Lagadish, I mentioned, he finished in 11th place. There was David Hanna in 15th place. No relation to Haley Hanna, I don't believe anyways. And then, there was a good mix of, local JACK Cleveland players mixed with some MSPT crushers. I think, Josh Reichard was 46th place. So when that big hand happened, when Reichard's queens fell to the ace-king Ozturk, they were still really far away from a winner, but Ozturk was feeling good, which is just kind of crazy to think.
Yeah, awesome.
Brett Riker, Josh's dad, in 69th place. I'm trying to see if DJ cashed this one. It doesn't look like he did, even though I know he went there. But, 801
DJ's
runners.
Always there. That's a first for DJ not getting a cash at an MSPT. Wow.
Well, it won't take long before we talk about one because he did cash here in Wisconsin. But
of course he did.
I do want to talk about the side events. As I mentioned, there were 6 gold cards that took place. Event number 1 was a $400 tag team, 250 entries. Young Lee and Robert Emmel took that down for over $11,000. And then Russell Kubi topped a field of 288 runners to win the $300 seniors 50 plus for $16K. Alexandra Nechaporuk took down a $300 buy-in monster stack for $4,500. Ed Tancredi, $13,000 for the victory in a 1K PLO, 52 runners in there. PLO strong in Cleveland. I've played the cash game there, so it was cool to see them have a bigger buy-in PLO event.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. 1K PLO. Well, good for him.
And then they had something unusual the day after the main event, event number 6, the 6 go card, because it was President's Day. They did a $400 President's Day special, no limit hold'em. 187 runners, and Tristan Robinson took that one down for $12,000. So another successful stop at Jack's Cleveland, another place that I want to get to. Kind of haven't been there in a long time. And when I was there prior, it's a blast.
Yeah, no, I only went there the one time too, the first time they had it, and it was fun. I mean, it's just, it's a smaller stop and stuff. It's very niche. So, but yeah, maybe one of these times, maybe next time around, who knows? Schedules line up.
Yeah, I would love to get there in the fall if the Browns are playing. One? What's that?
Is there another one this year there?
Oh, let's see. That's a good question. I am going to go ahead.
You're supposed to have this kind of thing memorized.
I know.
Chad.
There is one. An MSPT Festival, August 18th through the 23rd. The exact schedule is to be determined, but that'll be out soon. So, yeah, can mark your calendars for August to return to Jack's Cleveland.
Yeah, it's a nice maybe getaway from after the series. You get a little bit of rest from after playing in Vegas all summer and go out to Cleveland. Have a good time.
Oh. Well, let us turn our attention to the MSPT Club Championship, which took place here at Potawatomi Casino in my home state of Wisconsin. It's always a big one, right? They returned to Potawatomi last year. This is the inaugural Club Poker Championship at Potto, and it was one for the record books. It was an 11 gold card series. Of course, the headliner was the $1,110 buy-in, $1 million guaranteed major event. Ended up getting 1,785 entries, besting the 1,698 runners from October, over 1.7 million in the prize pool. Before I get to the results of this, it was a fun stop. I was there, I played. I want to talk a little bit about when I first got there, some of the prelim events, but kind of, was there any FOMO on your end for missing this one?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, all my girlfriends in the group chat were there. I was a little sad that I didn't go, but I think the next one around, I'll definitely try and get back out there. There's the weather, it's just difficult, and I think there's even snow there. There was snow there this weekend and stuff, so it just makes me an anxious flyer. Now that I'm a little older, I don't really care to be flying around the country in February, you know what I mean? But yeah, the girls were all there. I was getting updates. They played a bunch of the side events. Some of my friends did well, so we'll mention them when we get there. But, good times were had. I'm sad I missed it.
One of the tournaments I did end up missing was the $400 buy-in mini main event that kicked off the series. Just couldn't make it work with my schedule. It was a big one, 1,122 runners. And there was a deal worked. I think it was a heads-up deal. Dan Myers out of Illinois taking the title technically for in $54,377, and chopping it essentially $1 less was Jamie Wang out of Madison, Wisconsin, where I'm from. And it's funny because I got to play with Jamie in a satellite the day before the day 2 finale. It was his first MSPT cash, might be his first tournament cash ever. I'm not quite sure. So to turn $400 into almost $55,000, I mean, that's a dream come true.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. And what was he, a young guy?
Yeah, I don't know exactly how old he was, but seemed in the younger side. Definitely younger than me, so probably late 20s, early 30s would be my guess. But it was super nice. Seems really well known in Madison. I'm sure it won't be the last I've seen of him. Another player that we're really familiar with that had a deep run. Surprised he didn't win it. 11th place, Jake Long, the reigning player of the year.
Yeah, good for Jake. I saw Josh bagged chip lead on that too, didn't he? Or was that the main? He bagged chip lead on something.
You're not wrong in either account, kind of. He bagged the chip lead in both the flights, in the mini main and in the main event.
Brother.
Chip leads
I just gotta make fun of. I gotta make fun of Josh when I can, because he every once in a while he'll listen to an episode, and I'm pretty sure I bash him in every single episode. So if he happens to listen to it, I need to be held accountable. So, wow, Josh bagged the chip lead twice in 1 week.
Chip lead doesn't always translate to success. Josh finishing 63rd in that mini main event. So you know how he is. He plays big. Go big, go home style, and that's why he is always winning, is because he's not afraid to go for the win. But sometimes that also means you exit a little earlier than you might want.
Yeah. Well, good try, good job, Josh. I guess I'm saying that sincerely.
Another guy I got to play with was Kyle Goebel, who is based out of Rosendale, Wisconsin. He actually sat to my right in a tournament the day after he won event number 2, which was the $400 PLO, 132 runners. Super nice guy. Got $10,306 for that win after a 3-way deal. And I actually think I'm going to try to get him on the podcast in a future episode, because we got to chatting as we were playing, and he had some really fun stories to tell, not only about the MSPT, but about a big online score, a huge 6-figure score that he once had but never was able to collect on. And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
I'm like, if you're telling me the story, you need to come on the podcast and tell it as well. So fingers crossed, we'll have Kyle on as a guest in a future episode.
Yeah, that's super fun. I'm glad you got to go there and spend the whole week too, because then you can just meet so many interesting people, meet some people that are newer to the circuit, meet people that are, in the area. And, that's how, I don't know, that's what I like about poker. It's such a social thing if you want it to be, and you just meet people from all walks of life and get some cool stories like that.
Right. Well, after event number 3, which was a $250 monster stack won by Martin Massar, was the first event I got to play. Event number 4, the $400 mixed PLO, no limit hold'em. I rolled in late reg this, fired 3 bullets, so 124 runners, 3 of them were mine, and was never able to spin it up. Got to play with Josh, got to play with Jake Long, got to play with Kyle, as I mentioned, and a bunch of other crushers. But alas, no luck for me. It was Hassan Telsaldar who took it down after a 5-way deal for $7,600. It was a fun event. A lot of the crushers were there, but I was a little like, you know what? I'm not done playing, even though reg is closed. Yeah. There's a super satellite taking place, right? The $265 milestone satellite. And, I had a few drinks at this point, kind of, but a satellite's usually not a bad idea.
Wow. I'm surprised.
It's funny you say that, because I did make a stink. I wasn't legit mad, but it was more they closed down the bar in the poker area at 10 p.m.
I heard. Dude, I would have made a stink too. Are you kidding me? What are we, in 18? Cut them off or something? Somebody's bat mitzvah, the bar closes? What's going on here? That's what Missy said too. She's like, oh, the bar in the poker room is closed, so they had to go out to the casino. I would just brought my own bottle of wine in at that point, man.
I mean, it was, me and Missy were there because we got to play. I actually won a big pot against Missy, and I think it was in that super satellite. But we had a lot of fun until, so I'm having fun, right? I'm on the second bullet. First bullet didn't do anything. On the second bullet, I'm like, all right, we're cruising. We're having fun. I got to a table that was very lively. The Jamie guy I just talked about was in seat 1, and we were just having a good time. We were, I think, 3 away from the seats, without even hitting the milestone. And I wasn't big stacked, but I had enough. I probably could have, we'll see where it goes. But then it folds to me in the small blind, and I look down at 2 kings. So I got 1 guy left to go. He's got me covered, but by not a lot, but so I just rip it, and I'm happy to take down the blinds. But he calls me, and he has ace king and an ace on the flop, of course.
And you didn't get one. Oh,
and I was out just like that. I still took a picture with the guy, was jovial, but that's all on the face of things. Inside, I'm steaming kind of. So what do I do? I go downstairs to the poker room and I jump in the 1-3 PLO game.
Well, at least you had ready access to beverages down there. I mean, that's one thing.
That's true, but that didn't help me because let's just say I proceeded to lose a a little bit of money. And yeah, it was not a good night at all when it came to results, but it was a lot of fun.
Okay, so like whenever I have a bad gambling day and I have to talk to my best friend, I've never mentioned my best friend. My best friend is actually out in Chicago. She knows nothing of gambling life. She doesn't know poker. She's a normie with children. You know what I mean? I've been friends with her since I was 6. But she makes me feel better sometimes. So I'll call her and I'll be like, I had a bad losing day. And she, you know, she always says to me, well, did you have fun? So, did you have fun, Chad?
I did have fun.
There you
it
go.
started, I forgot to mention, like, it started even before I went to Pato. Anthony Thompson, the live reporter for MSPT, met me in Madison. We went to Players Bar, which was, of course, where Phil Hellmuth used to play, and had a burger. We've done the MSPT burger giveaway.
That's what I was going to say. Is that where the burger contest was? Okay, cool.
Yeah. So we didn't have the burger this go around. We might in the future, but we still went there as Anthony's first time. So that was cool. And it went all right, I guess, you know, despite losing. I did get to meet somebody who's a big fan of the podcast. Her name is Elizabeth. And she actually, I messaged you this, Kyna. She was kind enough to, she asked where you were first off. I said, unfortunately, she couldn't make it. But she said she had a gift for us since it was close to Valentine's Day. She reached in her bag and she pulled out 2 Wisconsin lottery scratchers. And so,
Elizabeth, I love scratchers. They don't have them out here in Vegas, and I deeply miss it from the Midwest. I love some scratchers, man.
So I thought it would be fun for me to scratch these live on the podcast. One for you, one for me, Kyna.
Oh, I want to see.
And if you win, yes. So, do you want the top or bottom?
The bottom one.
All right, I'm going to scratch the top one first. I'm going to be recording this on my phone so we can insert the footage so people can are actually seeing it. So we're getting, let's see, we got 2 numbers. Now I got number 14 and number 11. I'm going to kind of make this quick, and we got a match to win. Oh, I got a heart symbol. I think that might mean I win automatically. Let's see. All right. I didn't match any numbers, but if you get a heart symbol, you win automatically. So I won. I won $3.
$3.
All right, I'll take it. All right, now we're going to go to yours, Kyna.
I'm going to win like $10.
Well, the first number is 13, which is my favorite number. And then number 7.
Okay, that's a lucky number.
So we're going up 14, 27, 18, 8, and 25. No winners in the top row. 17, 28, 22, 6, and 21. You have lost, Kyna. I'm sorry.
Aw, man. Oh, well, that was still fun. Even though I couldn't even watch. I'm, like, pretending like I could. Like, if I go like this, it sort of looks like I can see it.
There you go. You could have won
fun.
$3,000 was your top prize.
Ooh.
I'm $3 richer thanks to Elizabeth. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Well, thanks, Elizabeth. That was fun.
Yeah, it's wild that Vegas they don't have scratchers, they don't have Powerball or anything. That's why when Powerball gets big.
Yeah, you have to drive out to Prim to get the lottery tickets, I think. Or Pahrump. I don't know, one of them. No, Prim, right. I think. It's Prim, yeah.
Well, it was, let's see, go back to the side events here. Event number 5 was the main event. So event number 6 was a $250 monster stack. Robert Keeling took that one down. Another $250 monster stack was won by Louis Rivera. Another $250 monster stack was won by Nino Papava. She's out of Chicago, it looks like. I'm not too familiar, but almost 300 runners in her field took it on for $8,700. Shout out to my friend Brandon Temple, finishing 4th in that for $6,200. Brandon was a former live reporter with me on the MSPT for many years when we worked together. It was a lot of fun and really cool to see him have a deep run in that tournament. And let's see, the $400 seniors, 50 plus, 347 runners, a familiar face taking this one down, Kyna. Farmer Phil. Do you know Farmer Phil?
Probably if I saw a picture, but
yeah, Farmer Phil familiar. Is Phil Mader. He's from Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
Defeated Gerald Cuniff, MSPT Hall of Famer in heads-up play. They did a little deal. Gerald got $19,000. Phil got almost $24,000. And just 2 really seasoned veteran players on the MSPT. Phil was famous for making an ESPN clip of the World Series of Poker main event back in the day and defeating Phil Ivey, I believe it was. But I've known Farmer Phil for forever, and here he is getting his first gold card.
Cool. Way to go.
And let's see, 2 other side events that took place to wrap it up. Aaron Lettieri took down the $300 black chip bounty, field of 395 runners, and then the last chance, no limit hold'em, $250 buy-in, 222 runners was won by Ryan Wall. So congratulations to all the gold card winners. And that leads us to the main event, Kyna, the $1,110 buy-in tournament. This was a big one. As I mentioned, 1,785 runners. I did not do well. I fired late reg on day 1C, fired a bullet, and didn't win a single hand. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fire one more, which I did, and that ended up being a little bit better. I got to play at a fun table at least. I had Eddie Ochana out of Chicago was there. Mike Estes, who I played the final table with last year in Riverside when he won and I took third. So that was cool. Howard Hankin was at my table, Kyna.
Oh, I saw the video that you guys got from Poker News. That was funny.
I'm glad you teed it up because I'm going to show that video. This hand with Howard. Check it out.
I'm dead. Come on.
Diamond 10, king 10.
Oh, I win. Not the river. How the hell do you catch a 4? I don't understand. You called. You called a 4.
30,001.
Again, I didn't play it right. I bet 5.
You got them all back.
What
You
is
got them
that?
all back.
No, you beat me. So it was a $95,000 buy.
Last time a 5 got you, not a 4. Was it a 5 or a 4?
Howard, what are you doing raising king 10 from early position?
Diamonds on the flop. I had 2 diamonds with the king.
So there you have it. Howard, surviving on the river.
He pulled it off, but you had to give him the needle. Opening under the gun, Howard, with King 10 suited? It does seem a little loose for Howard. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't.
Bold play, Howard. Bold play.
I could not resist. It's so, like, when I first started with the MSPT back in 2016, like, Howard and me did not get along, I guess. Like, and Howard can rub you the wrong way, and but he's an acquired taste, and I have it, and I love Howard now. He's like a MSPT mascot in a lot of regards, and I just know how to get him going a little bit. I like to little prod and stuff, but I do like Howard. I let him crash in the room, and when he needed a place and stuff. And I was happy to see he made day 2. He ended up having a deep run. He finished. Let's see, Howard finished 69th place for $3,700. I think I heard his pocket queens were beat by queen 4. That's what I was told anyways.
So my Howard experience, the story that sticks in my head actually also happened at Potawatomi. It wasn't during an MSPT. It was during another circuit where I won a ring. But it was a ladies event where I won my ring. And Howard was standing there watching the final table the whole time. I don't know if it was because it was a bunch of ladies playing poker, but he was like very interested. And then I won. And he came up to me and he's like, 70 people, huh? I'm like, yeah, 70 entries. He's like, I won a lot of tournaments with 70 people in them. And I was just like, thanks, Howard. But have you, Howard? Have you?
One of my favorite stories with Howard was, I don't even remember what stop it was, but he asked if he could crash. If you've been around Howard, he's probably asked you if he can crash or if you can help him with the room or whatever it might be.
Ride.
Yep. And it just so happened I did have 2 queen beds and I was feeling generous, so I said, sure, Howard. I said, you just got to be quiet. I got to be up. And he was a great roommate. Like, I was really happy. I was doing some work on my computer in one bed. He was being very respectful, and I was on Hendon Mob, and he must have seen it. And he's like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, it's Hendon Mob. And I kind of told him what Hendon was all about. And then out of the blue, and I'll never forget it because it was just so random. Out of the blue, he asked me, he's like, hey, Chad, let me ask you something. Who are better poker players? Players from the South or Jews? And Howard is Jewish himself. But how do you answer that? I don't know. I don't know, Howard. They're both pretty good.
He wanted you to run a simulation on Hendon Mob to find out like the exact answer.
Yeah, that one always stuck with me, and God bless Howard. And yeah, it was fun getting to play with him. I actually did enjoy that. I did twice. He opened, and the first time I had Ace King, so I jammed it on him. The very next hand he opened, I had Ace Queen. I did the same thing, and it was kind of fun to just jam on Howard back to back. So.
Yeah. Well, way to go, Howard, for cashing.
Some others to cash the tournament: Angela Jordanson, 59th place for a little over $4,100. You had, I'm scrolling through the results right now, Josh Reichard, 43rd for $5,800. So congrats to Josh on yet another one. My buddy Al Chiazzi, 36 for almost $7,000. Missy,
Yeah,
33rd place for
Missy.
$6,800.
Good job, Missy. You know, Missy is the wife of Milwaukee Danny. You know, just so everybody knows.
Good
Good job, Missy. I love you.
Cody Bryn, 22nd place for over $10,000. And our boy, he's going to break through and win one of these days. DJ Buckley, 14th place for $19,000.
That's a pretty decent run, man. That's pretty 14th place, 19K. I think it's like where I finished when I got a deep run. I think I was something like 14th or 15th too. That's pretty good. Like you don't get a lot of tournaments where you get like in, double digit finishes where you win 5 figures, it's pretty decent for sure.
Right. Richard Bai, MSPT champ, 11th place for $22K. My buddy Craig Trost, he's a crusher. I played a lot of poker with him. Really respect his game. Mm-hmm. He final tabled, finished 8th for $34,000. And that's about what time I went to bed. I think I went to bed when there's 5 players left. And at the time, Prince, a.k.a. Jean Gaspard, goes by Prince in the poker world, was a big chip leader. And I thought, oh, Prince is going to take this one down. But I woke up in the morning and he didn't. He actually finished in 3rd place, which opened a heads-up deal between Chicago's Jorden Helstern and Wisconsin's Greg Sessler, the former Jorden Helstern, taking it down for almost $240,000. His first MSPT title, his first gold card, and nice score for Mr. Helstern.
Yeah, way to go! What a win! So, what was their deal? Did they like chop and play, or?
I think, let me pull up the live updates
ICM
here.
chop?
It looks like they agreed to an ICM chop.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
Pretty nice. Good job, guys. Way to go.
It looks like Helstern had a decent sized lead at the time, even though the blinds were getting up there pretty big. But yeah. So a successful stop. I can tell you, having been on site, that the spirits were high. People were having fun. People were having lots of drinks, even when the bar did close down at 10 o'clock, which still boggles my mind. And yeah, it was fun. And do you want to guess kind of now, after these last 2 stops that we've talked about, how much the MSPT has awarded to date in prize money in its history?
Okay. So 216.5 million.
Ooh, it's much higher. 243 million.
Where were we ending it? I thought we ended it at 214. Man, I'm getting everything mixed up. I'm getting all sorts, and I'm thinking it's season 27. I'm thinking I felt like it ended at 214 last time, and I'm adding like 2.5 million. That feels, maybe it should be less, because it was probably like 1.75 million or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so how much? I'm going to remember for next time.
$243,671,214.
Okay. $243 million.
All right, let's stop over to MSPTpoker.com to the leaderboards tab, where you can see all sorts of stuff, all-time records, final tables, all-time, this season, etc., etc. Give you an update on the MSPT Season 17 Player of the Year race. So by winning the Club Poker Championship, Jorden Helstern got 2,550 points, as did Greg Sessler, because they worked that heads-up deal.
It?
Right.
Wow, that's a lot of points.
Yeah, and it would have been more for first. So I think when they chop it, they both get second place points, right? Is how it works. And so they are both currently tied for 4th place. So 4th and 5th on the leaderboard. Tied in 2nd and 3rd with 2,850 points is June Kim, OGs from the Diamond Championship at Talking Stick, and Carlton Taylor. They chopped it there. And then out in front, because he won in Saquon and he final tabled at Talking Stick, Xylon Zhang still out in front with 3,800 points.
I had a feeling it was going to be him. I was ready for that question. Kyna, who's in first place? You're picking the wrong ones today, Chad,
Well, yeah. Here's another question for you then. We already know that DJ Buckley had the most MSPT main event cashes. Josh Reichert is in second place with 71. DJ Buckley now has how many?
85?
Ooh, close. 83.
Oh,
83.
Okay. Good job, DJ.
Going down. So DJ already has 4 season 17 cashes. And there's only been, I don't know how many stops. I'm going to actually look real quick. Bear with me. There have been
5 or so, 6.
There's been
Venetian
6.
twice, right?
7.
Yeah, 6.
Venetian, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's been 7. So he's cashed in more than half of them, which is crazy.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. I have 2.
Yes, you do. And that would tie you for 9th place. There's a Dave Bashel, Josh Reichert, Hunter Sichi, Eric Smidgener, Antonio Vargas, Zylong Zhang, and Dan Stavilla all have 3 in this current season. So looks like there are 2 players in season 17 with 2 top 10 finishes. That's Zylong Zhang, as we mentioned, and the other is Miquel Mamies. And I'm not familiar with that one, so I'm going to open up his profile here. And, maybe if I can. Guess it doesn't want to let me. But he's got 2 top 10 finishes already this year.
Just including side events, like including or just in the main event? No, it can't be the main event.
Well, let me...
we would have heard about it, I feel like. No?
I don't know. Sometimes people...
maybe they're both in Vegas. That would make sense.
Let's see. He is from Oceanside, California. No, they both were in Vegas. Yes, he finished 6th in the kickoff, the New Year's kickoff event, and then 2nd in the Poker Bowl.
Oh, cool. Way to go. That's awesome.
So, yeah, one of those guys we need to keep an eye on for sure when it comes to Vegas time, at least. That's interesting, yeah. Always love it when we learn somebody new on the MSPT.
All right, so where are we going next, Chad?
That's what I was just about to get to, because we get a little bit of a breather, kind of, because the next stop isn't until March 11th through the 15th.
That's my birthday.
Your birthday, March 11th?
Yeah.
Ooh, we might have to do something. We might have to have a birthday episode. We're not going to have much to cover. We're going to have to figure it out. Maybe some guests. Maybe like Kevin Goebel, as I mentioned, and some others, because we won't have any events to recap come next episode. But March 11th through the 15th, Grand Falls Casino in Larchwood, Iowa, which is just outside Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It might. I don't know what my schedule holds quite yet, but I would like to get there because this does tend to be one of the smaller stops. There's a 200K guarantee on there, but it is a good spot for a chance to win an MSPT title, right? You're going to get a field of probably 300-400 runners as opposed to over 1,000, if you will. So, and plus I like it. I like Sioux Falls.
I bet it gets more than that. I bet it gets more than that. Like probably like 500 at least.
Yeah,
the Colorado stop got 500. I feel like that one should get 500 at least too.
Fair. But then you don't have to wait long because March 17th through the 22nd is an MSPT festival at Riverside Casino, which is the sister property to Grand Falls. Same ownership. It is in Riverside, Iowa, which is just south of Iowa City. Kyna, you and I have talked about it many times. It's one of our favorite spots because we've both had success there.
Yeah, we both got 3rd place.
I final tabled twice there, so I want to maybe break through. I'll have to see if I can get down there for that one. And then March 24th through the 29th, the Ameristar Casino, St. Charles, the Missouri Poker State Championship in St. Louis, essentially, 300K guarantee. I know that St. Louis crowd, our buddy Jeff Copeland, and all those grinders down there, Craig Welko, are very excited about the MSPT returning to St. Louis.
I met Craig Welko this weekend. Yeah, he's such a cool guy. Like, I happened to meet him, and we hung out and had drinks a little bit. And he said, I was thinking that when you said Ameristar MSPT, I was like, I wonder if Craig will be there. You better go, Craig.
I would like to get down there. I haven't been to the St. Louis market in quite some time. But if not, it's going to be a busy March for the MSPT after that first week, back-to-back weekends. And then in April, they will head to Running Aces Casino for the Minnesota Poker State Championship from April 7th through the 19th, and then down to your old neck of the woods, East Chicago, Ameristar East Chicago, April 21st through the 26th for a 300K guaranteed main event. I don't know if I can say that. Let me say it. I might try to go to this one because you just never know when it might be your last opportunity to go to a certain venue.
Yeah, it might be. You never know.
You never know when there might be a new home for something or what have you.
I mean, sometimes things change for the better. I don't know.
Indeed. And then in April, going into May, you're going to have more stops at Potawatomi here in Milwaukee will return. Firekeepers Casino, the Michigan Poker State Championship, May 12th through the 17th. It's going to be huge. And then back at Saigon in San Diego in end of May, so right before the WSOP hits. There'll be a couple MSPT Venetians in June, but we don't know the dates yet. That's all going to be worked out. The Hart Poker Championship will take place this summer, be a major event at the Venetian. We just need to wait on some details. I'm sure you and I will both be there, probably record from the studio that week.
Yeah, I actually like the summertime MSPT because it's gigantic. You get a very diverse crowd. You get all the MSPT people and just random people in for the series and lots of European people because, they're all there. So it's probably like the most diverse crowd you're going to see at an MSPT.
Right. Somebody who was at the MSPT here in Milwaukee was our buddy Kyle of Tilted Compass.
Oh.
He had his merch there. And, I was thinking, if somebody wanted to order some of that merch, they should probably use a certain code word.
Yes, 15% off at tilted-compass.com with code Kyna. Code Kyna. Go ahead. Order yourself a cool sweatshirt. And I think, did he do a special Pato sweatshirt? He has done some special ones for certain stops. But
I think he did. He had a whole table there. It was very busy. People are loving the merch. In fact, what I'll do? I'm going to reach out to him. We'll reach out to him and see maybe if we can get a hoodie to give away in our next episode. As I mentioned, we're not going to have anything to recap, so we're going to have to spice it up. So maybe we'll do some giveaways. I'm already thinking of a few things. We'll do some giveaways.
Do the podcast hoodie, the one so people have to wear the hoodie with our faces on it.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. We will do. Yeah,
I see a guy walking around the series with a hoodie with my face on it. I'm gonna lose it. That's gonna be awesome.
I will reach out. We'll do some giveaways. Not only that, but I got some other things that we can give away as well, some other MSPT merch. And I will reach out to Kyle and some others. We'll see if we can get a few guests on. I think that'll make for an interesting episode while there's a little bit of a downtime on the MSPT Season 17.
Okay, yeah. I'll brainstorm. I'll ask around. We'll see.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for episode 14 of the MSPT podcast presented by Poker News. Do us a favor, like, subscribe, give us that 5-star review. Help us get the word out on the podcast if you like it. Be sure to reach out to us. You can hit me up on social media, Kyna as well, or if you see us at a stop, please come, say hi. If you want, you can bring us some scratchers. We're never going to say no to,
we like presents.
To those. We do like presents. I'm Chad Holloway. She's Kyna England. And the MSPT podcast is like the tour, suited for players.